I do not think business is for everyone. I do not think being an entrepreneur is for everyone. And from my experience in network marketing, and I mean, I did not do huge things in network marketing, but I learned a lot about being around a lot of people. And what I learned is that being an entrepreneur is definitely not for everybody. Some people are meant to work jobs. I can't remember the exact quote. It's an Emerson quote, is that it takes all people. It takes all different types of people to make this whole entire game work. And not everybody's cut out. Not everybody has the character. Not everybody has the gusto. Not everybody has what it takes to go out there and be an entrepreneur. And I'm not the level I want to be. But just for an example, in one of my businesses just this past week, I had one of my good friends, a friend that I've known for a good 10, 11, 12 years, screw me out of $22,000. $22,000, I mean, the average American annual wage is probably around $45,000 to $55,000. So in one day, I had one business deal from a good friend, someone who I thought was a good friend. I lost $22,000. And I can say there was a smile on my face because I've been through so many experiences on my path as an entrepreneur that most people losing that type of money would absolutely crush them. And I slept like an angel that night. And I always sleep like an angel because maybe it's just in me, maybe you have to have a certain temperament. Just like Gary Vee says, not everybody's cut out to take it, because I'm telling you, it takes a lot of stress, it takes a lot of work. Like today, right now, it's Sunday, I'm sure there's football games. I've never even seen a football game. Never in 34 years of my life have I ever watched an entire football game. Never. I've never been into, just like Gary Vee, my sport is the game. My sport is business. And just like if I got there, I'm 6'1", I'm 190 pounds. If I got on that football field, they would kill me. I would be dead. But same goes for people trying to get into my game. People trying to get into my game, if you don't have the balls, if you don't have the gusto, if you don't have what it takes, you are going to get murdered. And so I definitely believe that. I believe that some people, I definitely don't believe in like going to college. I don't believe in that route. Number one thing that I believe in is self-awareness. Finding out who you are, what you're passionate about. Some people are into art. Whatever that might be, photography, videography, clay, oil painting, whatever it may be. Some people are into medicine. Me, I'm big into medicine. My grandma for Christmas one year gave me an encyclopedia of illegal drugs, okay? Because I'm I like medicine, I like health, I like consciousness, stuff like that. So it's all about finding out who you are. I think the reason why people get into business is for money. And if you do something just for money, once you get punched in the gut once by the Mike Tyson of business, just the drive to make a bunch of money, you will be done. You'll be done. For me, I guess using myself as the example, is there's 6 human needs. There's certainty, there's uncertainty, there's significance, there's love and connection, there's growth, and there's contribution. For me, my number one need, in my life, what I'm always going after, what makes me feel full as a human is growth. I'm always looking to grow. And for me, there's no better arena, for me personally, than business. Because of the stress, in nature alone, there's so much stress. A fire that burns down a forest. Winter, the different seasons. We live in Boise, Idaho, and there's a big difference between summer and winter. And the stress that those different climates put on the grass, that put on the trees, those different organisms, the grass and the trees, they have to adapt or they will die. Just like, I could be wrong, I often am, I would bet to say that there are some species of grass that would not survive in Boise, Idaho. There are some people that will not survive in entrepreneurship because they just don't have what it takes. And that's okay. Because when you separate yourself, because I mean, it was for me as well, I've always wanted to make a lot of money. And at first it was to have the stuff, to have nice cars. I've always been a nice car person, you know, stuff like that. I've always wanted nice stuff. And then as I got on this journey and I started to get the cars and I started to get the watches, I started to get all the stuff, I really realized, and I learned this from Tony Robbins, is that how unfulfilled that stuff made me feel. That, oh, my goal of having nice stuff, man, it really kind of leaves me wanting more, and I thought it would be so fulfilling. And so then I went back to the drawing board, and then I saw, man, how much I'd grown as a result of being an entrepreneur. And that's what fueled me. That's what fueled me. It wasn't the having the stuff. The stuff now I see, because I love cars, I love houses, I love watches, I love architecture, I love art. Now, those things to me are like trophies. It's a trophy. It's not something that I attach my self-worth to. It's not something I define myself by. I drive a Toyota Prius, and we were just talking about this last week. I actually love my Prius more than I loved my GTR because they perform the exact same task at the end of the day. So for me, I have a deeper level of motivation that motivates me to be an entrepreneur, and that's growth. And most people, the reason why they get into entrepreneurship, the reason why they try to start a business is they want to make a lot of money. If, and that's a big if you can find a way, if you have the desire to be an entrepreneur, my suggestion would be is to find a deeper purpose than just money. Find a way to solve people's problems. Find a way to change people's lives, better people's lives in some way, shape, or form. Something that you're passionate about. If you come from a frame of passion, of desire, things like that, number one, you will become obsessed. Therefore, you will take massive action. You will serve a ton of people, you'll add tons of value to people's lives, and then you'll get the reward. You'll get the reward of the money. And once you have the reward of the money, then you can go out and you can have the nice stuff. But again, most people are counterintuitive. They're living counter to contrary to the real driving force that I would say all successful entrepreneurs have. And that's, I mean, look at Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban's someone that in business I look up to, and he said in a documentary I watched about him, is that he was never really an athlete type, but he's very competitive. And so business is the game, the arena that he can really go out and be really competitive in. So, do I think entrepreneurship's for everyone? Absolutely not. But I believe that if you can find a deeper level of purpose, then you can be successful in anything you do.